he's got some breaking news, a CHP pursuit. Stu, what's going on there?
This is going to be a tough one to talk about and watch. This is a kidnapping suspect that's inside that vehicle, and there's definitely a child in the passenger seat. The driver appears to be a possible, our assignment desk screaming at me, possible kidnapping. Of course it is possible. We don't know. We are not judge and jury. It's California Highway Patrol behind it right now, and you can see it's actually very slow moving. Came out of the Anaheim area, Anaheim PD. Apparently, the technical term they use is in tow, meaning they handed it over to the California Highway Patrol. They're the ones in charge of the pursuit right now, but Anaheim PD kind of hanging back there. You can see that vehicle moving very, very slowly, but that also might have something to do with the traffic that they are encountering right there. Get a chance here, it can push in. You can kind of see that there are definitely two people in that vehicle, the driver and I'm just going to call him a smaller person in the passenger seat, possibly a child. The speeds have been basically freeway speeds all morning. We haven't seen anything erratic or any kind of crazy high-speed driving, but definitely not pulling over. California Highway Patrol, they actually have 1 or 2 units behind it. They're actually asking for help. Basically, it's not saying like in a panic type of way, but requesting more units to get into that pursuit, possibly because of the situation that may be the reason for the pursuit. We have to be careful with the verbiage. But again, you can see this happening right now. This is going to be westbound 91. We're in the North Long Beach area. I got the information up there on the screen. And again, moving slow, but definitely a very dangerous situation and a very touchy situation if it is as advertised.
I mean, the good news in all of this is that the driver is not driving at a high rate of speed.
He's got his hazards on, too.
Got the hazards on, knowing that there is a child inside this car, possible kidnapping suspect, westbound on the 91 freeway in North Long Beach. That's the good news there as we see these CHP officers now taking control of the situation. So if the driver continues to drive in a safe manner, at least relatively speaking to other pursuits that we have seen here, then they can just continue to follow this kidnapping suspect until this all pans out. But a difficult situation there when you do have a child that is involved in this. You don't want to really escalate the situation where the driver starts getting afraid or getting frustrated and starts to drive in a really unsafe manner. So,
Sue, what are you observing as far as the driver's behavior right now? He doesn't seem to be making any erratic movements from what I'm able to see.
No erratic movements. Not at all. It's kind of changing lanes right now. You can see that. When we first arrived overhead, we did that. It was very clear the child looking up at us, and this is one of those ones where if this is a domestic type of situation, that kind of adds to the whole pressure of what's going on. You start getting emotions involved, but also it is one of those situations where he's got to realize they're not going anywhere. They're not going to be able to get away. Whatever the issue is, right there. Law enforcement definitely has gotten involved, and they are going to bring this to a stop. It's just where they're going to pull over and how this is going to be handled when that pullover happens. You can see that vehicle moving far over there, but there is no emergency lane, so there is a possibility he's just looking for that next off ramp, and then he'll make that off ramp and then just pull over. That would be the way to bring it to an end. Sky Fox, we're going to do a little bit of a pirouette.
Okay, it looks like he's pulled over.
He's just going to stop right there on the bridge. Okay. I hope he doesn't do what I think he's going to do, and I don't want to push in. I do not want to push in on this. Dad out of the vehicle right there, taking a peek over the side. Thank goodness he changed his mind, and now is just putting his hands up and doing it.
He's talking to the child.
You can see him talking to the child, gesturing to the child, basically saying, hey, it's going to be okay. Hopefully that's what's going on. And now on the ground. Now this is going to be the westbound 91. We're in the Compton area right by Alameda. You've got actually Anaheim PD is the one doing the takedown, as it would be. And again, that child, they're going to check on that. And there's a possibility maybe it wasn't a suicide attempt. Maybe he was just dropping something off to the side. maybe there was something being dropped. We'll take a look here in just a moment, but he's definitely pulled over. The car definitely stopped.
Well, we still see that.
Now we're hearing maybe he tossed a bag.
Okay.
Well, he couldn't be any more compliant right now with officers, which is good.
They have him in custody there.
I also I have some sympathy right now for this poor kid who's watching all the guns drawn on, whatever kind of relationship this man has with his child. This is unsettling for this kid to have.
The kid's still belted in there in the passenger seat there, so it looks like he's just remaining still there while the officers take care of the situation. But you're right, Jen. I mean, this is got to be so traumatizing for a kid, especially if he is related to this person, this man. To see someone in this situation, to see the guns drawn, to see someone get arrested like that, whatever is taking place here, it's got to be extremely traumatizing for this kid.
That child is very, very calm. Who knows? This might be the standard operating procedure with father, but right now the doors are open. The officers are going to talk to that child. We'll see if he comes outside. And this is another one of those ones where when we're live on television, we always have to be careful because we don't want to see something unfortunate. We've seen things like this in the past, especially when it's some sort of overpass type of situation where somebody will jump out and hurt themselves. That's the reason why we stayed wide. But now we're hearing that he might have actually dropped something over the side. You can see the officers looking down there. I don't see anything. The child out of the vehicle now. And again, extremely relaxed, like this is just another day. Taking a peek down there, I don't see anything on the roadway, but Dylan keeps asking about that. I don't know what that is, but I don't think he just dropped that. It's in the wrong spot. And but you can see the child basically just out of the vehicle, now up on the K-rail.
Just being a kid here.
Looks like he's just doing what young kids do. Maybe he wants to take a look as well. But Anaheim PD, they've got this guy in custody. CHP
that also might be a safety thing too.
Lanes out there.
Yeah, get the kid out of the lanes of traffic.
Get him toward the barrier. Oh my goodness, Stu. Well, this is about the best ending we could have asked for something like this. Keep us updated on what happens next, and we will get over to Maria right now.
Yep. I'm so glad that did end safely for all. Good morning to you on this Wednesday. We start with some low clouds. They're mainly along the coast that developed overnight for parts of Orange County, even Long Beach, down into San Diego. So this is just indicative of the onshore flow and a little bit of that sea breeze that's going to help keep us nice and comfortable if you're closer to the coast. Inland, of course, you're going to feel the heat. It will be hotter the farther inland you go later this afternoon. And right now, it's actually quite warm up towards Victorville. It's 81, 90 degrees in Palm Springs, but cooler in Santa Monica, 68 degrees there, 70 in Santa Ana, 72 in San Bernardino, to 67 in Big Bear. Up into the mountains in Big Bear, that heat advisory is in effect. We do have well above average highs, nearing 90 with those upper 80s today. So please take the necessary precautions if you're out and about. Maybe you're planning a hike up there. Plan accordingly to do it earlier in the day. 104 in the high desert to 111 in Palm Springs. Then an extreme heat warning is still in effect there. 98 for the valleys and the IE. So we're down actually a little bit, down from those triple digits. Still hot, but maybe a little less hot. 85 for downtown LA to that 76 along the coast. I'll show you the rest of my forecast coming up in just a few moments. In the meantime, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. Our top story this morning, a Downey man accused of suspicious activity at the Trump National Golf Club ahead of the president's visit yesterday is due to appear in federal court today to face gun charges.
We have Mario Ramirez live in Downey now with that story. Good morning.
Good morning. That's right. Officials say the 38-year-old suspect lives at a home here behind me in this Downey neighborhood. That salmon-colored home with the white trimming, now part of a major federal investigation, and authorities are now revealing what was found inside. Shocking to neighbors. We're talking about several firearms, body armor as well. Now take a look. We have his photo here. 38-year-old Janine John Tail is being charged with possessing an unregistered short-barreled rifle. After searching this home here, investigators say they recovered that illegally modified AR platform rifle along with other firearms, body armor, high-capacity magazines, a badge labeled security protection agent, and notebooks containing what they described as concerning statements. Now, the investigation started days before Trump arrived here to Southern California at Trump National Golf Club in Rancho Palos Verdes. Federal agents say they were conducting advanced security operations at the golf course when they noticed Hale walking the course, wearing an earpiece, and recording their security activities. That was on Friday of last week. Court documents say he returned just 2 days later on Sunday, told agents he was working security for the State Department, and admitted he had a loaded firearm in his pickup truck. When LA County Sheriff's deputies responded, investigators say they found a loaded magazine with hollow point ammunition in his pocket, then recovered a loaded 9mm handgun, binoculars, and that security badge from his vehicle. The search then led investigators to the home here in Downey, where they say they found the short-barreled rifle, other firearms, again, body armor, at least 2 radio devices, and those notebooks that are part of the investigation. And while investigators were inside gathering evidence, neighbors were trying to make sense of what was happening here. Take a listen.
Very shocking because, there's, I've seen young girls there, like, daughters, someone's daughters. I've seen older women, like grandmothers. There are 2 older women there, the younger daughters, and like a younger couple, like in their maybe late 30s, early 40s. It's a family.
And Hale remains in custody this morning. He is expected to make his initial appearance in federal court today as early as this afternoon once he's transferred to the detention center, from the detention center. Now, in addition to those federal charges, he's also facing state charges for the same incident. Again, he was arrested 2 days before Trump's visit. Officials say they're still trying to determine a motive here, and this is under investigation by several agencies, including the FBI and Secret Service. For now, live in Downey, Bob and Jen, back to you.
So Mario, we saw that the neighbors there were surprised about this arrest and what happened with this individual. Does the suspect have any sort of criminal history? Do we know anything more about this suspect? Any previous arrests?
Yeah, that's a question that we've been asking residents who've been passing us this morning. Have you ever seen any police activity here at the home? They all say no, and I spoke with several. We do know that the suspect was wanted when he made contact with sheriff's deputies for an outstanding robbery investigation in El Segundo, which is about 18, maybe 20 miles west from where we are this morning. But they haven't specified any details about that case, that robbery case, or any prior convictions. So right now, that's the only confirmed piece of information as far as a prior record here for the suspect.
Do we know anything about the people or the family living at the home?
Well, we've been keeping a close eye this morning. As you heard that neighbor there say, it appeared to be a family home, and that really lines up with what we've seen here this morning. A little earlier, we saw a woman in scrubs leaving, appearing to head to work this morning. About an hour ago, we saw a gentleman dropping off what looked like an elementary-age school student here at the home. So, a lot of people probably wondering, did anyone else inside the home have any knowledge of these weapons or these pieces of evidence that are now being used as part of the investigation?
That's a good question. All right, Mario. Thank you. Developing this morning, celebrity blogger Perez Hilton is currently recovering in a hospital after he appeared to be harming himself on a TikTok live stream. The video, which we cannot show you here, shows him nude. He's covered in what appears to be blood, and he's cutting himself with a bread knife. Florida police responded to his home last night. The sheriff's office says deputies confirmed with family members on scene that he was alone inside the house, and they worked to de-escalate the situation. He was later taken to a local hospital where he's receiving medical attention. His management firm said in part, quote, "At this time, we have not been able to make direct contact with him despite our ongoing efforts to reach him. Our primary concern is Perez's health and well-being, as well as the well-being of his family." Earlier this year, Hilton said he suffered a medical scare that left him hospitalized for several weeks.
The CDC is adding 6 more states to the Cyclospora outbreak linked to iceberg lettuce. Michigan reported 2 deaths associated with the outbreak, but authorities stressed that both had underlying health conditions. The CDC says there have been more than 18,000 confirmed or suspected cases so far. The lettuce was served at Taco Bell restaurants and sourced from Taylor Farms operations in central Mexico.
The LA County Fire Department is placing the blame on SoCal Edison for the deadly Eaton fire in Altadena last year.
We've got Sandra here in the studio with more on how the utility giant is now responding. Sandra.
Good morning. Los Angeles County fire investigators wrapped up an 18-month investigation confirming that SoCal Edison's power equipment caused the deadly Eaton fire in Altadena. The report finds that sparks from an out-of-service tower sparked the fire in January of last year that killed 19 people and destroyed more than 9,400 homes and businesses. The utility had previously said that its equipment might have been involved. It is now facing hundreds of lawsuits from fire victims.
We have taken our potential role in the start of this fire seriously from the beginning.
Edison has been seeking bailout after bailout and gotten them from Governor Newsom, so that after the fire, it received handouts that are worth over $3 billion.
SB 254, which took effect in January and was backed by Governor Newsom, allows Edison to pass billions of dollars of Eaton fire damage costs on to its consumers, some of whom could be the very same survivors of the Eaton fire. So we reached out to the governor's office and are waiting for a response on that. Meanwhile, LA County Supervisor Catherine Barger, who represents the area, sent us this statement. Our community deserves transparency, accountability, and access to the facts. While the report does not close this chapter, I hope it brings greater clarity and a measure of closure to those who have endured so much. My commitment to supporting our community's recovery remains steady and unchanged. SoCal Edison says it is reviewing the report while offering survivors compensation. Bob and Jen.
All right, Sandra, thank you.
Thanks, Sandra. Part of a SpaceX rocket. What's going to go back to Stu Mendel and Sky Fox this is kind of a continuation of what we just saw earlier, Stu.
Definitely a continuation, and it is the big question mark. What was in the bag? Why was it tossed off? Did this guy actually know that bag was falling off of there, and did he pick it up on purpose? That is the vehicle. Now, it is making its way right now on Anaheim Street. It was south on Alameda for quite some time. And just so you know that this isn't just like we're just kind of coming up with an idea what's going on, Anaheim PD, they got information from the helicopter saying, hey, that's the vehicle that picked up the bag. Now he's pulling in, thank goodness, because Skyfox is tight on fuel. So we're going to figure this out. Maybe this person just saw the bag fall and was like, wow, look at that. What's that? Let me go pick that up on my way to work. You can see a number of vehicles, basically the backup all there right now. Officers, they're not playing around. They got their guns out, but these people got their hands out really quick. Now, again, if you're just joining us, there was a pursuit on the 91 freeway, some sort of possible kidnapping, possible domestic. That person basically pulling over on an overpass on the 91. The guy jumped out, the driver jumped out and threw a bag over the side of over the overpass onto Alameda. Now, this vehicle apparently picked up that bag and continued on. Anaheim PD, they got a vehicle in place very quickly, got behind it, and they've been following this car ever since. You can see it right there, pulling over at the corner of Anaheim and Broad. There's the I kept calling him HB1. It's actually going to be Angel 1. That's going to be the Orange County law enforcement helicopter. Just went through the shot, but they're the ones that witnessed all this. They made sure that they got the right vehicle. Right now, though, that vehicle pulled over. Hands are out. The bag, I don't know. Hopefully we'll be able to see it, figure out what is exactly going on. Right now, though, Anaheim PD, they're calling these people out, but they're being very cautious. Don't know if he's an accomplice or just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Well, this is bizarre. So did this truck pull over on the road and pick up? Did the driver get out and pick up the bag?
Well, apparently so, because honestly, that's something we did when we first got there. I wanted to see if it randomly had fallen into the back of that truck. We do not see that. As the verbiage goes, as we understood, we were listening in on the radios, this vehicle pulled over and picked up the bag. Probably saw it falling off the overpass, but the question is, was this some sort of coordinated effort, or just this guy was in the wrong place at the wrong time and said, hey, somebody threw a bag off there, let's go pick that up? You know, stranger things haven't happened in the past, I can guarantee you that. But right now, they are still calling these people out. They're being very, very cautious. You can see this. Usually this would be a quick, just open the door, get on out. But officers, they've got their guns out. They are making commands of the two people in the cab, but definitely have not asked them to get out as of yet. Just hands in the air where we can see them. They got two folks out there. And again, that bag, that question mark. What is in that bag?
What's strange is that it looked like these CHP officers were following this white truck for a considerable time after that pursuit came to an end. And thus the lights, I noticed their lights were on the black and white, and yet the truck did not pull over. You would think that if they were just innocent of anything and nothing was going on, they would just pull over and say, hey, what's happening? Why are you pulling me over? But it took a while for them to finally come to a stop here. So, yeah, maybe this is one of the reasons why these officers are being extra cautious in this situation with these two people in the car and in the truck and wondering, you know, do they have that bag?
Definitely, that could be one of the reasons right there. They might also actually be waiting for some backup as well. The one vehicle that was behind it the whole time is this vehicle that we see right there, clearly labeled Anaheim PD. And also, one of the things a lot of these law enforcement vehicles have, they have forward-facing reds and blues are on the rooftop, their code 3 package, and they also have forward facing. So sometimes he might just have the back ones on so that the helicopter will be able to identify that vehicle, and he can say, hey, that's the right car. Maybe that's how they were coordinating and he just didn't shut it off. I think it's just coincidence that it all happened with this vehicle pulling into this location right here. Seems to be some sort of tire place or a performance vehicle type of shop here right off of Anaheim, but he probably was waiting for the backup, and you have two other Anaheim officers that joined that cruiser before they pulled him over to a stop. But again, you know, this is one of those ones where law enforcement, they're not going to play around. They're biding their time to maybe, again, waiting for some backup from local law enforcement. They do have 3 officers down there, so I'm not really sure why they haven't called them out yet, but I got to tell you, my curiosity definitely piqued. I want to know what was in that bag, and I also want to know if this was just a random thing,
right?
Or if it was some sort of coordinated effort.
Also, Stu, I'm not really seeing any officers outside of their cars right now. Everyone seems to be inside their vehicles, and then even the body language on the driver seems a little. Well, no, never mind. There they are, guns drawn. Okay, I stand corrected. Yeah. So yeah, it does seem to be a bit more of a tense situation than maybe the driver's letting on.
Yeah, you're right that they're probably waiting for backup.
Okay.
Yeah, there's another one. There's Angel 1 went through the shot right there. Awesome helicopter, awesome law enforcement, and more officers joining the scene. So maybe it was a backup type of situation. I'm not sure. It's just one other unit, and it also, oddly enough, it's another Anaheim unit. So we're not sure exactly what's going on or why they're taking their time, but definitely law enforcement, they've got the time on the side. There we go. The door is open. Okay. I'm just hoping that we have enough fuel to hang out long enough to actually see this suspicious bag. This guy coming out, definitely following all the instructions. Maybe a little panicked, especially if this is just a random, hey, where'd that bag come from? And now he's entrapped into this whole, you know, guns out type of situation. But definitely right now following orders, making his way over there. We'll probably see him go into cuffs. And again, not being arrested, just being taken into custody. There is a passenger. Not sure if they're going to make him come out on the driver's side or the passenger side, but the bag. I want to see the bag.
Yeah, so it looks like they have at least one person detained here. They're waiting for the other passenger to get out. Okay. Still unknown whether or not they have that bag that was dropped, believed to have perhaps dropped from an overpass onto the freeway below, and whether or not this pair picked it up, or whether it was intentionally dropped to them, or did they just see something fall and pick it up following that pursuit of a kidnapping suspect earlier this morning. So the driver now out of the vehicle, detained at this point, and there is a passenger here. So they're just doing it procedurally here, step by step, making sure they're crossing all their T's and dotting all their I's.
So is the passenger still inside the truck?
Yes, I believe that the passenger is still inside. We're moving around just a little bit. We have weather, and then there's also the other law enforcement helicopter here. We don't want to crowd anybody. We have safety as always the biggest priority in aerial, but you can definitely see the hands out right there of the passenger side. The passenger's still in there, and the bag. I'm poking around trying to find the bag inside that cab. I still have yet to see it, but right now, if this was just a random, hey, look, somebody dropped the bag and they picked it up, boy, this is going to be a story for them to tell for a long time. Bet they won't do that
right.
in the future.
Lesson learned,
but
never
right
pick
now,
up something that got dropped off of a bridge.
Exactly. So, but we're poking a little fun at it. But you know, the curiosity, the big question is, why would that guy drop the bag off the side of the bridge and not think that they were going to be able to pick it up? The pieces. It's just there's too many questions. There's just too many questions about what's going on here.
Well, the good news in this situation right here, as we saw with the end of that pursuit, is that the driver did comply eventually, and the passenger at this point looks like the passenger is complying as well. But it does appear that
oh, okay. It looks like they're having him come out of the driver's side.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, he's shaking.
Or she?
Yeah.
Is it?
Is it he or she? I don't know.
Oh. It is a man.
Okay.
It is a male.
So he's surrendering peacefully as well. So good. This is all coming to a peaceful ending.
And now the last piece of the puzzle for you, Stu, is whether
what
or not,
was in that bag.
or do they have it, right?
Do they have it?
The other question.
Are they connected somehow? Did they do this intentionally or right? All those questions, we're not going to know the answer just yet.
Well, let's see if they take something out of the
Not
vehicle.
right yet.
Stu, can you hang out for a little bit? Are you running out of fuel?
We are definitely almost bingo on fuel. We're probably going to land over at Long Beach and pick up some fuel here in a minute. I'm going to try to see if I can, you know, it's going to get a little, there is something up on the dash, but I can't really make it out. And we also don't know, is this like a backpack? Is this a small bag? Is, you know, who knows? We all we know was a black bag was dropped off the bridge by the driver of the vehicle that they were pursuing. So right now, the officer's going to make their way over there. Are they going to grab the bag? I would hope so, like right away, just for us. But you know what? They have their protocol. They have to do the things they need to do. But you look at how tense these guys are, even though they know everybody's out of the car. So right now, they're kind of they're not reaching in there. Come on, guys, pick the bag up. I want to see what the bag is.
Do it for Stu.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, at least I think they looked inside to make sure
happen.
that they made sure that there was no one else inside the vehicle there, just to clear the truck.
Okay.
But,
well, bizarre ending to two separate, I guess you could say, police pursuits there.
Yeah.
All right, Stu. So when we find out what was in the bag, we're all waiting. So let us know when you get that information.
You know what? We'll put in a call to Anaheim Police and we'll see if we can get to the bottom of this. Stu, I know you're wondering. Thank you so much. You guys go get some fuel. We appreciate it.
We'll be right back.
Did you sling yourself across a chair and just pull down?
The water coming down.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
With the off-the-shoulder gray
That's
sweatshirt.
like one of my favorite
Iconic.
movies.
That was a great Halloween costume, and I should bring her back.
You should.
A little flash in. I think I would have been popular in the 80s.
100%.
Every decade.
100%. Especially with that hair.
Yeah.
With this, just thank you. Andy McDowell. Who else? Remember Carrie Russell?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, that was
In
her
Felicity,
thing.
and it was the big thing when she cut her hair.
Isn't she on Diplomat?
Yes.
And she does her hair kind of sometimes.
Sometimes,
curly.
yeah.
Sarah Jessica
I think
Parker
that's
had the
her.
waves going for a little bit.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
I permed my hair.
I want to see a picture of your hair.
I'm looking.
permed.
I'm looking.
Please.
Because I wanted that. I want that still.
You know, like,
Does anybody get a perm anymore?
yes.
Yeah,
Do
me.
you know, like,
Yes,
really?
guys do now.
Guys are
Boys.
getting perms.
Yes.
Boys
The broccoli
They want
hair.
the
That was
broccoli
it.
hair.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Remember the
I
smell
think-
of the...
I mean, actors, obviously, but Tom Holland had permed his hair for one role.
He did. Do you
That's
know what they're
wild.
calling it for the guys?
What?
Hot Curl Summer. They are. Yeah, Tresemme dubbed it Hot Curl Summer. Yep.
Okay.
Bob, can
When are
your
you going to
hair
jump
get
on that
curly?
It's
train?
not
I'm looking at
Come on,
Bob's
Bob, get a
hair.
perm.
Yeah.
Bob,
do it.
you and I have kind of the same hair. It's that Filipino
Right.
Asian hair. So it's
Do it for the bit.
I don't even think you can. It's so short. I couldn't even twist one of those things in my head.
need a wig.
Yeah, it's
The little
like-
rods.
all right, we have the
on.
big dry, guys.
Let me get AI on that.
Oh,
big
my
dry. 115 days. Are you guys paying attention? I think you already know this, though. How long has it been? How many days has it been since it last rained in downtown LA? That was back on April 12th. So it's been 115 days in a row. We have had not a drop of rain for downtown LA. So it has been dry. We're waiting on something, but even the monsoons for this time of year, typically we don't get any organized storms in August. 0 rainfall for our average. But sometimes we do get it because of the monsoonal moisture. And we may get some, but mainly for the mountains and deserts as we look ahead into the weekend. For now, it is down to our south over Baja. The month of August so far, every single day has been, of course, above average. But we did cool it down a little bit. 94 on Saturday, down to 86 yesterday. So it's just been each day kind of stepping it down a degree or so. And as we talked about, no rain. No rain for the month of August thus far. The high temperature today, even cooler than yesterday. 1 degree, but so what? We'll take it. 85. Our sunset time later this evening at 7:50. And our highs today ranging from 79 in Santa Ana, 89 in Burbank, 98 in Woodland Hills to that 95 in Riverside, 100 in San Bernardino to 111 in Palm Springs. Even there, that's a little bit of a cool down. Typically it'd be in the 1-teens. So that's not too bad. 88 in Big Bear. It will warm up as we get to the weekend. Like I said, I'll show you those temperatures in my 7-day forecast. In the meantime, I'll send it back to you. Back to you.
All right.
Thank you.
That pic is horrific. Don't share
You're
that.
about to...
Do not share that pic.
Everyone's about to see that picture. Restaurants often see businesses slow this time of year. It's a slow season for all the restaurants. So this week, Long Beach Food Scene Week is giving chefs a chance to get creative and foodies a reason to explore somewhere new.
Brooke is checking out the special menu at Colossus. This is a hometown success story, women owned. The food looks incredible.
Hey there, it is Long Beach Food Scene Week, and you might not have heard of that before. That's because it's new, and it was created really by the community. Come on in here, let's talk to me about Long Beach Food Scene Week, because you kind of came up with that name, and it was kind of workshopped on Facebook throughout with a bunch of people quickly, right?
Yes, shout out to the Long Beach Food Scene Facebook group. It's at almost 100,000 members now.
That's amazing.
So shout out to the members. And then, bird out of that, I wanted to do a restaurant week where it didn't cost money for the restaurants to participate, and they could, what I say, culinary flex their skills. We have over 100 restaurants participating this year, bars, cafes, bakeries, and there's a little bit of everything for everybody. We have everything from a $90 tasting menu to $6 tacos and fried chicken skins.
Oh my goodness, well, at least one of those restaurants is brand new. Come on in here, Kristen, let's talk about it, because obviously your bakery is loved. It's been here. I've been seeing people come in and out all morning long. But the restaurant side, that expansion, that's new, right?
Yeah, we've been here on 2nd Street for 5 years, and we just doubled our space on the street with a full dining extension. We're so excited to be part of this. Yeah.
Tell me about what you are showing off for Long Beach Food Scene Week.
Absolutely. So we have this amazing little fried chicken meal meal. It's a polenta fried chicken sandwich. Comes with our delectable fries. We've been getting so many compliments on the fries. And then a little mini OG cookie, which is our classic cookie, but just in a little mini form.
And you have lots of other things to come in and pop in. And I mean, honestly, every item that you have here looks like it could be your contribution to Long Beach Food Scene Week. Everything. Yeah. It all looks really fancy and extra, and everything is, this is but we do it. This, you know what I mean? It's really cool. Brett, come back. Tell me, okay, how long does Long Beach Food Scene Week go on?
It's already in action right now, and it runs through Sunday, August 9th.
All right. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Brooke.
Looks so good. Yes.
I got a glimpse of what Bob would look like with a perm. I'm here for it.
I'm here for it. New
What is
year
it
for
called
it.
when guys get perms?
I mean, I think it's still just called a perm.
No, you said it's called something.
Hot curl.
Oh, hot curl summer.
Hot
Yeah,
curl
they're
summer.
called. Theresa May came out with the campaign for guys. They used the guy from off campus, Belmont, and they're calling it hot curl summer.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys are rocking
we've
it.
been talking about like how Zendaya can like wear her hair any way she looks,
Any which way she
still like
wants.
fantastic.
She can rock a pixie like no one's
Right.
business.
I'm not in that saying like
I don't know, Bob.
you can't.
With those
that's-
cheekbones,
that's
you look
frightening.
good. You look
Let
good.
me get AI on it.
Oh my gosh, she's on it. Jumping into entertainment, sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino, Viola Davis is returning to TV, and I'm so happy about this. She's going to be in a new thriller on Paramount Plus, and Viola is going to be playing an elite corporate fixer. Ooh, look at her, how beautiful she looks in that pink. Who has to weaponize her skills when her estranged daughter is in danger. This series will be the first time Davis returns to television in a regular role since her drama series How to Get Away with Murder ended back in 2020. I still use that meme with her picking up the briefcase and walking out.
Oh, that's right.
I love that one. Ascent will begin production next year, and I love that it's going to be a local production. We are slowly but surely getting our sound stages back and booked and busy and
We're getting
blessed.
back, baby.
We need to be back for sure. I was saying this in the newsroom. I think Viola Davis, and you can fight me on this because I'm ready, hands down, one of the best actresses in the game.
100%.
I would put her in top three.
100%.
Top three, top actor. The range that she has as an actress is a masterclass.
Yeah.
So, I mean, name someone better. I'll wait.
Exactly.
Yeah. Glenn Close. You know I'm a Glenn Close fan, and I do think it's time for her to get an Oscar. So, but
How many times has she been nominated?
Glenn Close?
Yeah.
8. Whew, it's time.
Yeah.
Let her have her Oscar. Okay. Remember the days when you would just buy concert tickets, show up, have a good time, couple
Right.
drinks, maybe take some photos before filming the whole concert, and it was a great night. Now there's a
You were
theme.
in the moment.
You were in the moment. Now there's the whole theme of the concert. So the modern concert experience truly starts before the event starts, whether it's friendship bracelets, you know, for the Eras Tour and deciding which era am I going
Wearing
to.
all white.
Wearing all white to a Backstreet
I
Boys
was just- yeah,
concert, wearing silver for Beyonce.
Oh, yeah, took the words right out of my
sorry.
mouth. No, yep, looking like Silver Sirens for the Renaissance Tour and wearing white for the Backstreet Boys. But now, it is Harry Styles' turn, thanks to this New York City hotel.
He does?
If you are going to go see his highly anticipated show in Madison Square Garden in New York City, if you stay at the Paramount
look at the
Times Square, you can get the Sparkles for Styles package that includes glitter, feather boas, themed cocktails, and an overnight stay inspired by Harry Styles' signature concert style. So it's the pre-party before even getting to MSG. I cannot find a price on this package. I am trying to look, but you have to, it won't just give it to you. You have to not pretend, but you have to act like you're booking a stay. So I'm going to try to find out
I
how much.
just find it funny that someone would actually think that this was like they're booking something special. Because you could go on Amazon and buy a boa and those plastic glasses, and you don't need to spend an extra $300.
But you don't have to buy it or pack it. you just show up to the hotel because a lot of people are
boa
visiting.
will take up a lot of room in your suitcase.
When is the last time you packed a feathery boa?
Yeah, Bob. How would you know?
I'm just saying.
It gets everywhere.
Also, the boa's not going to. Yeah, the feathers get everywhere.
Feathers are going to get everywhere.
It's like confetti.
Put it in a Ziploc.
Okay. Well, guess how many people have gone on to try to buy tickets to Harry Styles? Just take a guess. Just take a guess.
It's sold out.
Wait, but I want to know, like, do you know how much interest this has? Give me a number. Any number.
Are we talking for one arena?
For tickets. How many people have been interested in it? Any number.
40,000.
40,001.
Okay, well, I guess by default you would win, but it's 11.5 million. 11.5 million people have tried to get tickets for Harry Styles. 11.5
Oh my gosh.
million. Yeah.
Did you see when he fell on stage and then so gracefully pulled that off?
Pulled it off. Yeah. That's a showman. I will say this too.
A true showman.
Fight me on this one. Are you ready? I think Harry Styles is the next modern day Mick Jagger. I do.
Not going to fight you on that.
All right. Street Fighter. Last hour we asked you which holiday you're counting down to.
You don't think Benson Boone is more like Mick Jagger?
I think Harry Styles is more Mick Jagger than Benson Boone.
I think Benson Boone is Queen, right?
Freddie Mercury. Get your bands straight.
Being honest.
Freddie Mercury had his own group. He's as a solo artist.
44% are counting down until Christmas. Where are my Halloween fans at? Come on.
Where are Halloweenies at? Come on.
And Sandra voted.
Where's my enjoying the summer
Well,
at?
they're there. They're in third place. Go to foxlay.com/vote. Let's see some comments.
It's still the summer, people.
Let's not see some comments. Let's see
Are
some
you people
comments
not writing
next.
us anymore?
Oh, wait,
yeah,
no,
we are.
let's see some comments.
We can always count on Tara.
Read Tara's, Bob.
Oh, please, please, please. Stop with all this fall and pumpkin spice talks. You're ruining the rest of my summer
she's
vibes.
Team Bob.
That's right. Just give me a few more weeks, guys, then I'll jump on Amanda's bandwagon.
There's room for you. I got a seat for you on that bandwagon. Stephanie in LA says, poor Thanksgiving. All the other holidays have totally outshined it. She's right. Is Stephanie Sandra? Is that her burner account? Okay.
And that is the best holiday.
And good old Stephen from Ontario. I 100% agree with Bob. Enjoy.
I love Stephen.
My summer. Summer is free, and the other ones will drain your account and your pockets. Bang, bang, summer gang.
Bang, bang, summer gang.
Stephen, we love you, Stephen.
Hey, Stephen, I'm spending a lot of money on calamine lotion. So, summer is itchy with those mosquitoes.
It can be. All right, well, times change, so do social norms, but some people say there are certain things they still can't get behind. A Reddit user asks what's become socially acceptable in the last 10 years that still surprises people. And those responses included constant location sharing.
Hey, not everyone's got to know my whereabouts at all times.
No one knows my whereabouts.
For real, let's talk about that. I'm one of the only one of my friends who doesn't track someone's location.
Right. I don't track my partner's location.
I don't track my partner's location.
I don't track my friend's location.
But we're in the minority, apparently.
I guess.
No one's tracking me. That's for sure.
You're a ghost.
That's right. I track my dog.
Maria,
I play Apple Tag on my dog.
You track your partner's location?
We track.
You track.
Yeah.
Also on this list, being on your phone during conversations.
Oh, yeah, no, that's terrible.
So that's like if someone's talking to you and you're
on your
got
phone.
your head down on your phone.
No,
people are just
rude.
People are used to that, right?
Yeah.
Playing videos out loud in public, that's
no,
annoying.
especially on the plane.
Especially in a gym.
Nail salon.
Yeah.
Fitness,
Yeah.
You're on a treadmill and you just hear people.
Yeah.
Put the earbuds in.
Yeah, treadmill. What?
Using AI as
Because they're not
stand-in
really
for therapy?
exercising. They're just like walking.
Oh, using AI as a stand-in for therapy. I'm guilty of that.
I'm guilty of that.
That's,
I'll say it.
That's only been around for the last couple years.
I'll say it. I might have done it last week.
I might have done it this morning.
It's actually okay.
And canceling plans with friends.
If you're friends, it's okay to cancel.
It is. It
That's
is
what I think.
With notice. Not an hour before.
What? And guess what? If you're a mom, you're hoping for that cancellation.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
But with
I agree.
With some notice.
It depends, you know.
What would it depend? I'm here at the restaurant. Sorry, can't make
Well,
it.
that's not cool.
Yeah.
But
It
if
has
it's
to be
like
an emergency.
the day of the morning of,
Yeah,
you're like, you know
it
what?
has to be a real emergency. Not just because I don't feel like it. Okay, let's talk traffic. Good Day Late Traffic is brought to you by calljacob.com. Jacob and Ronnie and calljacob.com, I should say. All right, let's talk about this. We have an accident, actually. This is on the 405 South southbound freeway. This is at Valley Vista and Sepulveda Boulevard. The backup is all the way to Sherman, so you might want to avoid that area and take Sepulveda instead because it is pretty backed up on that 405 South. Here's one of our other freeways. This is a live traffic camera on the 405 at Harbor. That's farther south and is slow going there, going towards Orange County. Some of the drive times here in and out of downtown LA. It is slower on the West 10 between the 5 to the 405. This is from Mid-City towards Santa Monica, 35 minutes. On that North 110 between 405 to the 10, 28 minutes. And it's a little slower on that West 60 between the 57 to the 5, 36 minutes. Now let's take a look at some of the other traffic hotspots.
So I do hot yoga every day. After the accident, my lower back was so stiff I couldn't move, and I called Jacob. They treated me like a king. I did not have to deal with anything. If you're in an accident, call Jacob. Call Jacob.
And Good Day LA weather is sponsored by the law offices of Larry H. Parker. Look outside. This is LAX right now. We've got, well, some hazy skies, some patchy clouds along the coast. Otherwise, we have some warmer temperatures inland today. But closer to the coast, we do have that sea breeze and the onshore flow. So that is helping to keep those temperatures a little more comfortable. High pressure still in control. Its position kind of keeping that monsoonal moisture at bay to our south and east. But we do have a little bit of humidity, especially near the beach. The humidity humidity and the heat and even some instability will increase that as we get to the upcoming weekend. Meantime, here is the heat advisory. You can see all the areas shaded in orange, and then we've got the extreme heat warning for the desert communities where temperatures are still going to be well into the triple digits, so that risk for heat-related illness is really quite high. You want to watch what you're doing outside, especially at the peak of the heat in the daytime. Drink lots of water and try to get into some air conditioning if you can. Surf height-wise, 2 to 4 feet. LA County beaches 1 to 3 elsewhere from Ventura, as well as Orange County, San Diego. And those water temperatures actually very similar to the air temperatures on the sand in the mid-70s. 85 for downtown LA today. There's that warm-up. We'll be back to the upper 80s through the weekend with that chance for more humidity and some showers for the mountains and deserts. Not so much the valleys, but 90s in the valleys today, back to triple digits tomorrow. The mountains 88. There's that 20% chance for showers starting on Friday into the weekend. 104 in the high desert, which is hot, but looking at the Coachella Valley, even hotter. 111 today, and then it'll get hot to 116 by Saturday with that slight chance for some showers. Back to you.
All right, friend of the show, podcast host, radio host, John Phillips is here.
Yeah, he hosts What Else But the John Phillips Show weekdays on AM 790 KABC. How nice would it be to have your own show with your name attached to it, Bob?
Well, we have our own show.
It'd be like the Bob DeCastro show.
Someday.
Don't steal my shine.
Someday.
Lots to talk to you about. Lots going on in the world of politics. So can we start with the mayor's race?
Sure.
And this Boyle Heights mess. What do you think that's going to do to the way this mayor's race plays out? What kind of impact do you think it's going to have?
Well, it's causing massive problems for Karen Bass. I mean, she just went down there and spoke in front of the community forum and got cursed out in both English and Spanish. And what I don't understand is why she's not blaming the county. Because it's the county that's in charge of the public health department. It's Barbara Ferrer who is the one who came out after this fire was burning for something like a week.
Right.
And told these people it was safe to breathe in the smoke. Well, that neighborhood smelled like Lucille Ball's lungs. Everyone knows it's not safe to breathe in the smoke. And these people were told, yeah, it's perfectly fine. Take a deep breath.
But then also we saw neighbors getting nosebleeds and reporting, you know, that the air smelled terrible. And what can this do for their lungs? Yeah, you don't know. So to come out and say ahead of time that this is fine, that's a big problem. That's a big liability.
Well, and their lungs are filled with fluids, they're bleeding from their nose, they have rashes on their bodies, and they're going to these county public health clinics, again, run by the county, and they're being given Tylenol and told to go home. So I don't understand why Bass isn't laying all the blame at the county, because the county's the one that's supposed to be handling this.
We've been trying to get responses, too, from the counties, the public health department, and they have been pretty elusive for the media as well.
I mean, given what she knew, what happened with the fires and all the criticism that she got for her handling of the fires, and she's tried to take control of the situation here. She had said that there's an emergency crisis here. She's given deadlines for Lineage to clean this stuff up and get it out of there. 2 days after school starts, by the way, but still, you know, she's tried to take control of this situation, but who knows, if this is a protracted thing, then this could really be a lingering issue.
Yeah, she's certainly trying to lay all the blame at Lineage's feet, but I don't understand why the people who ran the solar panels aren't the ones taking the blame, because the fire started on the roof with the solar panels, and the cold storage just happened to be underneath it. The cold storage company is the one that's being blamed, and somehow the people that operate the solar panels are getting a pass. I don't know why she's blaming them, the cold storage company, and not the county and the people who operate the solar panels, because it seems like it was their fault.
That's a good point. We don't even know the name of the company that tried to install those solar panels. So in the meantime, we're like less than 90 days, like 3 months until the election.
Yeah.
Now you're wondering, this starts to get really, really, you know, exciting here, because we've got Nithya Raman, right? We're watching as things are playing out across the country here. Just this morning, we heard in Michigan, you have this progressive candidate now beating out the more moderate Democratic candidate to run for the states there.
We saw what happened in New York.
We saw what happened with New York.
Mamdani.
Yeah. And
So yeah, what are you thinking in terms of Democrats? They're clearly having this internal identity crisis, right? But you're starting to see state to state especially state like Michigan is a good bellwether for maybe a bigger discussion in terms of what's happening with Democrats.
Yeah, and you look at what happened yesterday, where I think one of the building unions, the trade unions, came out in favor of Rahman that endorsed Bass the last time around. Things in politics tend to happen in waves, where you look back at like the 1980s and you had Reagan and Thatcher, who saw the world the same way, who got elected around the same time. And then in the 90s, you had these center-left, Bill Clinton, Tony Blair types.
Right.
And then you had the populists in the 2000s with Trump and Brexit and those things. And now you're seeing this wave of DSA candidates who are doing well in places like New York and Colorado and even in some primaries here in California. And look at all the big cities that have elected socialist mayors, where it's New York, it's Chicago, it's Seattle, and it could be Los Angeles. Karen Bass is looking like an incumbent on the ropes right now. And if I had to lay money down, I would say she loses.
Interesting. All right, we'll see how that plays out. Let's turn to the governor's race now. So there was a big press conference. We're going to go back to Boyle Heights there, and Steve Hilton had a press conference there. He's really trying to tap into the Latino vote there, saying, "Hey, you've been with the Democratic Party for your entire lives, and look where it's gotten you. Not really very far. You know, we're really the party for you." Does he have a shot in this and try to chip away at any of that base?
Well, I think it was a good idea for him to launch his campaign there, because Gavin Newsom, governor of California, has time to travel all around the country campaigning on behalf of other people. He hasn't been to Boyle Heights. Javier Becerra, who represented that area in both the California Assembly and the Congress, has not been to Boyle Heights. This is a one-party state right now where the government has failed those people. So if you're Steve Hilton and you're presenting yourself as the outsider, as the person who is not part of the group that has run the state this way, I think it highlights a lot of the failures right now that we're seeing at the state level, the county level, the city level.
Yeah, and so he's stepping in and being almost a voice for the people, and you know, taking this as an opportunity to speak to the voters.
Yeah.
Where maybe other candidates have not yet.
That's right.
I mean, the polls, though, are show that Becerra is so far ahead. It almost would seem so difficult to close that gap.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to employ the Joe Biden strategy and just go in the basement and not campaign aggressively, not campaign actively. I know that Hilton challenged him to, I think, 6 different debates. And so far, Becerra has not said yes to any of them. Is it
because he doesn't feel like he has to? He already has the support?
Yeah, I think he's going to put it on autopilot and just expect the registration numbers, which are to his advantage, to be enough to carry him over the top. That's what Adam Schiff did after Steve Garvey was the one that ended up going on the November ballot with him. It's something that Gavin Newsom did with Brian Dahle and John Cox. That seems to be the playbook.
I wanted to get your thoughts on this new presidential survey. I think we might have a full screen of that. These numbers are kind of surprising. So you're talking about a number of progressive Democratic candidates who seem to be polling better than, for example, Governor Newsom or Kamala Harris. You have Pete Buttigieg leading the pack there at 24%. John Ossoff, who's kind of come to the forefront as a main character in this race, and then AOC at 10%.
Is this surprising to you?
Yeah, what do you make of these numbers?
Well, if Chick Hearn were around, he'd say for Newsom, the mustard's off the hot dog. Because for a long time, he was polling in the top spot. I mean, he was the guy. He looked like he was going to be the Democratic nominee. He presented himself as the chief foil to Donald Trump. And Democratic voters hate Donald Trump with the hot, hot hate of 1,000 suns. So that made him a popular figure in the party. But look at what's been going on with Newsom lately. He has acknowledged that the feds are now investigating what's going on with his wife's business dealings. He's fighting with state employees over whether or not they have to go back into the office because he doesn't want images of empty city centers in California. He is fighting with the SEIU over the wealth confiscation tax. He's got a lot of trouble brewing at home right now, and he is not being seen as the #1 foil to Donald Trump anymore. He's seen as the governor who's got a lot of problems back at home, and that's not a good look.
But so did President Trump before he got elected. So you're talking about somebody who is the factor that helps a candidate win. They're speaking to the electorate. They're talking directly to the electorate. They're of the electorate. And there might be some sense that traditional mainstream Democrats aren't doing that lately.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something else. Newsom risks looking like someone who's not relevant by focusing so much on Donald Trump. Because Trump's the president now, but in 2028, he's not going to be running, if he's the Democratic nominee, against Donald Trump. He's going to run against Marco Rubio or J.D. Vance or someone else.
And you look at all these other people like a John Ossoff, who's really kind of like flying under the radar, right? He's like not even really out there saying much. We got to go really quickly. Your podcast, you got a new podcast, right?
That's right, the Accountability Podcast. And I'm on Monday through Friday on KABC in LA and KSFO in San Francisco.
There you go.
Excellent. John Phillips, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to 9 a.m. and happy Wednesday. I'm Roxy Carpadian.
And I'm Sandra Ender. Thanks for joining us. We have Maria here, too, with the forecast.
Yeah, you hesitated a little bit, Roxy. You're like, what day is it again?
I did. I'm like, wait.
Yeah, it's Hump Day Wednesday. Good morning. Yes, we're getting through the middle of the week. And, you know, we're going to bring the temperatures down maybe another degree or two. So that's the good news. We have a little bit of this onshore flow, and you can kind of really tell because we've got a little bit of that marine layer now, portions of the South Bay, Orange County into San Diego. And so this is our natural air conditioner. We like to refer to that. So that is impacting you if you are along the coast. That's the good news. And it'll clear out later this afternoon. But inland, we're certainly seeing and feeling the heat. It will be just as hot as it was yesterday. Right now, it is already 75 in San Bernardino, 75 in Woodland Hills. But along the coast, Oxnard 68, 69 Santa Monica to that 72 in Long Beach. It's 91 in Palm Springs, 78 in Big Bear. And eventually this afternoon, of course, Palm Springs will be the hot spot. 111, that extreme heat warning in effect for that greater, more major risk of heat-related illness because of those temperatures continuing to be well above average. 104 in the high desert, 88 eventually in Big Bear. Even up in the mountains, we have that heat advisory in effect. So you want to plan accordingly, whether you're going up there for a hike or dirt bike ride, whatever you're doing outside, make sure it's before it gets really hot around 11 to 2 p.m. this afternoon. 85 for downtown LA today. That's a degree cooler than yesterday. I'll show you the rest of my forecast in just a few moments. Back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. A Downey man is due in federal court to face gun charges today. It follows his arrest over the weekend at the Trump National Golf Club, just days ahead of President Trump's visit.
Mario Ramirez live in Downey with more on what we're learning about this arrest. Mario.
Sandra Roxia, the Justice Department says it was the quick action of federal agents and local law enforcement that averted what it says could have been a potentially dangerous situation ahead of President Trump's visit here to Southern California. We're just outside the home here where officials say that 38-year-old suspect lives. Take a look at his photo here. Federal prosecutors now charging the 38-year-old Janine John Tail with possession of an unregistered short-barreled rifle. Investigators say a search of this home turned up a badge that read Security Protection Agent, multiple firearms inside, body armor, high-capacity magazines, and notebooks containing what they described as concerning statements. The investigation began as federal agents were conducting security operations ahead of Trump's visit to Trump National Golf Club in Rancho Palos Verdes. Court documents say agents first encountered Tail days before the president's arrival on Friday of last week when they say he was walking the golf course wearing an earpiece and recording their security planning activities. Authorities say he returned 2 days later on Sunday, told agents he was working security for the State Department, and admitted he had a loaded handgun in his pickup truck. Sheriff's deputies then discovered Tail was wanted in connection with the robbery case out of El Segundo, and investigators say they found hollow point ammunition in his pocket. They recovered a loaded 9mm handgun, binoculars, and a badge that read, again, Security Protection Agent. From his vehicle, there was a search that soon followed at this home here. It led to the discovery of that short-barreled rifle, other firearms, high-capacity magazines, at least 2 radio devices, and those notebooks. Neighbors, meanwhile, describing the home as a place where a family lives. Shocked to hear the news.
What? No way. That never crossed my mind. It's a family, you know? That would never cross my mind. It wasn't, you didn't see young people or people that look like they kind of sketchy or anything like that. They were like a family.
In addition to the federal firearms case, the LA County District Attorney also charging Tail with possession of a short-barreled rifle, possession of a large-capacity magazine, carrying a concealed firearm in a vehicle, and a separate second-degree robbery charge stemming from an alleged incident last November. He remains in custody at the LA County Jail without bail on the federal case, and he's expected to appear before a federal judge this afternoon on a bond hearing. So we're waiting to get more on that. Meanwhile, federal authorities stress that the investigation is ongoing, and they're still working to determine a motive. For now, live in Downey, I'm Mario Ramirez. Back to you, Sandra Roxia.
That's right. Motive is the big issue here, the big question, right? Why did this happen? What are they saying about the investigation from here on out?
Yeah, well, federal authorities have been very careful not to speculate on a possible motive here, but they do say that they continue to review the evidence. Again, that notebook with concerning statements, they say, regarding this. We don't know exactly what that entails, but we do know that this is under investigation by the FBI, Secret Service, ATF, and the Sheriff's Department helping out as well. So we should learn more, but this is an active investigation here.
And then you mentioned several items that the suspect was found with that did obviously raise concern. So why is the federal charge specifically, though, for the rifle?
Yeah, that's because the rifle here that was recovered from the home behind me, it was illegally modified and it was not registered. Those types of weapons do have to be registered. So that's the basis of this federal case. And again, he's also facing charges from the state as well through that LA County Superior Court appearance earlier this week.
Also, this goes to show when the president travels and he's going to be at a location that gets, some advertisement ahead of time. They were out there last week on Friday, and this is when all of this unfolded, days prior to the president's plan to be at the golf course yesterday.
Yeah, and we had talked about this. We were awaiting the president's arrival at LAX yesterday and talking about the security logistics that go into the infrastructure, the places where he'll be traveling, and of course the golf course. So they've been preparing that area for days, possibly even longer, and that is the suspicious activity that they noticed. That's really what triggered this, and that's what led them to find that he had been wanted for a robbery case out of El Segundo, and he had a loaded weapon in his vehicle, and then you had the search here in this neighborhood, which neighbors say, this came as a huge shock. Normally a quiet neighborhood, a family who they described living here. So they're still processing all of that here as we're hearing from some this morning.
Yeah, it's a huge undertaking when the president goes anywhere. He doesn't just show up.
That's right. He has advanced teams, body teams, everything to figure out all the entrances and exits.
All right, Mario, thank you so much. We'll stay on top of that story, of course. We do have some other developing news to get to. Really disturbing one here, actually. Celebrity blogger Perez Hilton currently recovering in a hospital after he appeared to be harming himself on this TikTok live stream. The video, which we cannot show here, shows him naked, covered in what appears to be blood, and he's cutting himself with a knife. Florida police did respond to his home last night. The sheriff's office says deputies confirmed with family members on scene that he was alone inside, and they worked to de-escalate the situation. He was later taken to the local hospital there, where he is receiving medical attention. His management firm said in part, quote, this, "At this time, we have not been able to make direct contact with him despite our ongoing efforts to reach him. Our primary concern is Perez's health and well-being, as well as the well-being of his family," end quote. Earlier this year, Hilton had said that he had suffered a medical scare that left him hospitalized for several weeks.
Los Angeles County fire investigators confirmed that Southern California Edison power equipment caused the deadly Eaton fire in Altadena. Their report finds that sparks from out-of-service towers sparked the fire in January of last year that killed 19 people and destroyed more than 9,400 homes and businesses. The utility had previously said that its equipment might have been involved. It is now facing hundreds of lawsuits from fire victims.
Taken our potential role in the start of this fire seriously from the beginning.
Edison has been seeking bailout after bailout and gotten them from Governor Newsom, so that after the fire, it received handouts that are worth over $3 billion.
State law will allow SoCal Edison to pass some of that damage and in terms of the costs of the fire onto its customers. LA County Supervisor Catherine Barger, who represents the area, sent us this statement. Our community deserves transparency, accountability, and access to the facts. While the report does not close this chapter, I hope it brings greater clarity and a measure of closure to those who have endured so much. My commitment to supporting our community's recovery remains steady and unchanged.
Firefighters make progress cutting containment lines around wildfires in the Spokane, Washington area. 3 wild wind-driven fires have destroyed about 700 homes, businesses, and structures since Saturday. 65,000 people have been forced to evacuate. Firefighters there, with help from more than 1,000 firefighters from California and other states, did manage to finish cutting containment lines around all 3 fires yesterday. And today they are pushing to get in those remaining hot spots and take care of that. The spokesperson for a California interagency management team, who is now in Spokane, told us this morning that local firefighters and the community responded to the crisis near perfectly.
Local community here, the Spokane Fire Department, the local law enforcement did a tremendous job in the initial hours of that initial attack, along with the community here. They adhered to those evacuation warnings, and within 3 or 4 hours, they had over 60,000 people evacuated safely. Tremendous accomplishment. So we're not going to, step back at all. We're going to keep going forward. We're going to keep with that full suppression strategy. Even though we have those containment lines around the fire, there's still a tremendous amount of heat within the interior. So we're going to continue to work those. We're going to take advantage of the weather we have today, which is favorable, and again tomorrow. Before we have some more weather coming in this weekend. We've got some very high temperatures coming in. The relative humidity is going to drop, and we're going to get some more winds this weekend starting on Friday. So we're going to do our best to prepare ourselves and put ourselves in a good position so that we can receive that weather.
He says the Spokane fires were all caused by people. Authorities say citizen tip led to the arrest of a convicted felon earlier this week for allegedly setting the Old Trails fire, the largest of the 3 fires in the area. 37-year-old Aaron Fernacci made his first court appearance on charges yesterday. This actually is a picture from 10 years ago when he was arrested in Arizona on a felony charge. All right, let's get to Maria now and talk weather. I'm sorry, traffic.
Yes, this time traffic. Yeah. Right now, Good Day LA traffic brought to you by DTLA Law Group, accident and injury attorneys. We're going to zoom into a couple problems here. One of them has just cleared out, or is starting to clear out anyway, but is definitely causing a backup. This is an accident on the 405 South Freeway at Valley Vista, Sepulveda Boulevard exit, and that backup as a result going all the way back to Sherman Way. So if you're just about to jump on that 405 there, might want to just keep going on Sepulveda on that side street. There's an accident on the East 91 in Anaheim. The right lane is blocked. This is right before Euclid Street. There's a light backup, but not too bad. Here's a live traffic camera to show you of the 5 freeway. This is at Yale, moving smoothly here, thank goodness. Now looking at our drive times in and out of downtown LA. On that West 10 between the 5 to the 405 going towards Santa Monica, 33 minutes, a little slower still. Northbound 110 between the 405 to the 10, 23 minutes. 34 minutes on that West 60 between the 57 to the 5. Now let's take a look at some of the other traffic hotspots.
This broadcast is locally sponsored by DTLA Law Group, Auto Accident and Injury Attorneys. Have an injury? Text Injury Help to 40222 or visit us online at calldowntown.com. Message and data rates and usage may apply.
go upstairs to Stu up in Sky Fox. Some breaking news there. Kidnapping investigation in Van Nuys. What do we know, Stu?
Well, we can know that there's a number of officers out here from the Van Nuys division of the LAPD, and you can see a number of the vehicles right there, some of them on the street as well. It came up as an address of 7600 Van Nuys Boulevard. Now, I'm not 100% sure it's actually at the restaurant. I would venture to say it's going to be inside that apartment because they are calling this a possible home invasion with a kidnapping that occurred, taking a 3-year-old out of the home, and this person fled. Unsure if this is a domestic situation or exactly what the parameters around that incident is, but definitely something very, very scary. They're talking about a home invasion and then a 3-year-old being taken from that home. Van Nuys Police Department, a Van Nuys division of the LAPD here on scene. You can see a number of officers, and they're probably inside this apartment building right here. They only are giving a vague description of a male that fled the scene that may also be armed. Just makes this even more scary. Again, this is all happening in the Van Nuys area, right off of Van Nuys Boulevard. I'm Stu up in Sky Fox, sending it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Stu, thank you for that update. We'll check back in with you.
Hello,
good morning.
On Wednesdays.
I wore pink for you.
You did, and today
what are you doing?
I forgot. Today I forgot.
Okay.
I actually didn't know what day it was, and then now I'm reminded by your beautiful dress. That you look so beautiful.
I want you to emphasize.
And you looked so beautiful in your dress
thank
yesterday.
you.
And I told Roxia how beautiful she looked in her dress.
And you look beautiful not in pink, too.
Thank you. We like to play with each other in the sense of...
Make it clear that everyone's beautiful.
Everyone looks beautiful today. Entertainment is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. I have been following this merger since before it became a thing.
Yes, you have.
And I told you that any details that we got or we get, we will bring it to you. So, you know, the deal between Paramount and Warner Brothers, it's not looking like it's going to close anytime soon, and definitely not this year. So a federal judge set the antitrust trial date for March 2nd of 2027, so next year, next spring. Paramount was hoping the case would be heard in November. The delay it's going to cost Paramount $7 million a day in late fees to Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders. I want you guys to be quiet for a second. Do you hear that ticking? Literal time is money. $7 million a day. Now, when does that start? That clock starts ticking October 1st. The Justice Department already cleared the transaction, but California Attorney General Rob Bonta sued, saying the merger would hurt competition and lead to higher prices and fewer choices for consumers. So let me break it down for you, Roxy and Sandy. If the trial starts in November, the way that they wanted it to, of this year, Paramount would owe only about $220 million in those ticking fees. With the March 2027 trial date, the delay is nearly 5 months, meaning Paramount could owe around $1.2 billion by the time the trial ends. That is a big difference. See why they wanted to have the trial this year?
That's right.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
It's a lot of money. Sandra, I'm sorry. Summer's going to end soon. Don't worry. We'll let you have summer for your birthday. But do you hear that, Sandra?
No, I don't.
Do you hear that, Sandra?
It sounds like a circus.
Does it? Well, the circus is about to be in town. And the killer clowns are coming out.
Here we go.
You might want to close your eyes for this one, Sandy.
We're about to begin. But a word of advice. You'd slow down if you knew what was waiting for you at the end.
Killer clowns from outer space. Remember those cocoons back in the day from the film? Well, they're returning to Horror Nights, and the attraction is based on the 1988 sci-fi movie with the same name. Universal plans to release more details about these clowns returning to the park soon. And this brings me my favorite memory when Sandra had to do her witch cackle last year on GDLA Plus.
We're not doing
it.
It again.
I'm going to say, top 10 days when I heard Sandra go.
It's posted, right?
It is posted. And sometimes when I'm feeling melancholy,
You'll watch it
I'll
just
go
to make
back
fun of
and
me?
just to go back when she goes.
Listen, we talked about how you would die in a horror movie, right? Would you do like a big death or a quiet death? Right?
She'd be very dramatic.
I think I'd go quiet.
Really?
Just like like slow, quiet.
Why are we thinking about this?
Oh, I want to scream. I want to slow run.
I know. See, that's the difference.
And you?
I don't know. Just kill me now.
Why wait for the movie?
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. Good Day LA weather is brought to you by Pechanga Resort Casinos. Yesterday, we were looking at a big cruise ship that was just off the coast of Catalina. I can't tell which one this one is. I know yesterday it was Firenze, so I don't know. If you know, let us know. A beautiful shot nonetheless. We've got a little bit of a light breeze. Temperatures will be warm in Avalon as well. You know, it has been so dry. So I've got the big dry countdown on right now for downtown LA. Do you know how many days it has been since it last rained? Last time we saw a drop of rain in downtown LA? 115 days ago. So it's been a while since we have seen any rain drop. April 12th was the last time, and it was a little over 1/3 of an inch of rain. Today will likely be the 116th day. In fact, this whole week looks dry. We've got this area of high pressure that is just anchored across the southwest. We're tapping into a little bit of that subtropical moisture, so some high mid clouds, a little humidity. However, maybe a chance to tap into the moisture, that chance for showers coming in by Friday heading into this upcoming weekend, but mainly the mountains and deserts. I wish we could get some of that over west towards downtown LA. Then we could change that graphic. Otherwise, we are going to continue to see those really hot conditions, especially inland. So we have the extreme heat warning for our desert communities, heat advisory elsewhere for portions of the Inland Empire and the mountains. So that means heat-related illness is very possible with this continued day after day of above average high temperatures. 109 in Indio, 78 today in Inglewood. I'll toss it back to you. Oh no, we'll be right back after this quick break, so don't go anywhere.
Taking a look at our top stories this morning, Abdul El Sayed won a tight race to become Michigan's Democratic nominee for U.S. Senate. His defeat of Congresswoman Haley Stevens in a massive victory for the party's progressive wing in a battleground state. The real test of El Sayed and progressive strength will come now in November, the November matchup against Republican Mike Rogers, a former congressman who ran unopposed for the GOP nomination. The seat is pivotal to Democrats' chances of flipping the Senate, and El Sayed will face the challenge of uniting a divided Democratic base after a bruising primary.
German authorities say a drone with an explosive device was found at the Leipzig-Halle airport, and a detonator was removed from the object. Both of the airport's runways were closed, and several flights, including one passenger plane, were diverted to other airports after a flying object was sighted nearby shortly after midnight. A cargo plane was hit by a second apparent flying object after it aborted its long landing due to the airport closure. So that plane landed at a different airport that was about 125 miles away, and it was actually slightly damaged.
The Trump administration will announce new guidance today on expanding incentives for employers to offer paid family leave. The White House is hoping the move will help them in the upcoming midterm elections. The policy from the Treasury Department is expected to expand on a paid leave tax credit to employers that offer at least 2 weeks of family and medical leave worth at least 50% of the employee's wages. Right now, many businesses buy insurance policies to cover leave and do not use the tax incentive program Trump put in place during his first administration.
A Downey man accused of suspicious activity at the Trump National Golf Club ahead of the president's visit, set to make a court appearance today to face gun charges.
Mario Ramirez live in Downey with all the details. Mario?
Yeah, good morning. That's right. A bond hearing set at federal courthouse downtown around 1:30 this afternoon. Now, we are just outside the home where officials say the 38-year-old lives, and we can tell you that authorities are now revealing what they found inside. Shocking to neighbors, as you can imagine. So take a look. We've got his picture here. The 38-year-old suspect now being charged with possessing an unregistered short-barreled rifle. You can see him there, Janine John Tail. After searching this home, investigators say they recovered a badge labeled security protection agent, along with multiple firearms, body armor, high-capacity magazines, and notebooks containing what they described as concerning statements. Now, the investigation started days before President Trump's arrival at Trump National Golf Club in Rancho Palos Verdes, which we've been covering. Federal agents say they were conducting security operations when they noticed Tail walking the course, wearing an earpiece, and recording their security activities. That was on Friday of last week. Court documents say he returned 2 days later on Sunday, told agents he was working security for the State Department, and did admit that he had a loaded firearm inside his pickup truck. And when L.A. County Sheriff's deputies responded, investigators say they found a loaded magazine with hollow point ammunition in his pocket, then recovered a loaded 9mm handgun, binoculars, and the security badge from his vehicle. And that search eventually led investigators here to the home in Downey, where they say they found the short-barreled rifle, at least 2 radio devices, and again, notebooks they believe warranted further investigation. One neighbor, meanwhile, told us they were shocked, saying they always thought this was a simple family home here.
Very shocking because, you know, there's, I've seen young girls there, like, you know, daughters, someone's daughters. I've seen older women, like grandmothers. There are 2 older women there, the younger daughters, and like a younger couple, like in their maybe late 30s, early 40s. It's a family.
Tail remains in custody this morning. He is expected to make that initial appearance in federal court this afternoon. In addition to the federal charges, the firearms charges, he's also facing state charges connected to the same incident. And back out here live again, the suspect arrested 2 days before Trump's visit here to Southern California, and federal authorities say they continue to investigate. They're still looking into a possible motive here. For now, live in Downey, Sandra and Araxia, back to you.
And Mario, do we know if the suspect has a previous arrest record or criminal history here?
We did learn that he was already wanted for a separate case, a robbery, a home invasion that dates back to November 2025. And we've been asking people out here, residents who've been passing by, if they've noticed any police activity here recently at the home. They've all told me no. It seems like a normally quiet neighborhood, nothing unusual, but no specifics on that robbery case, and no other prior convictions that we've been made aware of here from federal authorities so far.
And then as far as that home behind you is concerned, any other information about who exactly lives there?
Well, we've seen some activity. We saw a woman earlier this morning in scrubs heading off to work, it appeared. We also saw about a few hours ago a gentleman dropping off a child here at the home. He left, and we've been asking for comment as well. We do want to make it clear that at this point there's no indication anyone who lives here at the home is accused of any wrongdoing, and the investigation continues. Again, all of that evidence recovered here from this home behind me in this Downey neighborhood.
All right, more to come in time. Thank you so much, Mario. Appreciate it. Police investigating a deadly shooting in the city of Orange. Officers responded to reports of gunfire at Hart Park and found a man dead at the scene yesterday. Police arrested a suspect running from the area with a handgun, and the west side of the park was closed for several hours so that the public could not get in and investigators could investigate. Police have not shared a motive, though, for the shooting and have not identified the victim.
And staying in the city of Orange, several homes were damaged during a high-speed crash. This happened around midnight on East Cadbury Drive. Neighbors say the scene looks like a war zone. The driver of the car that did the damage was injured and taken to a hospital. Nobody else, though, was hurt. What caused the driver to lose control remains under investigation.
Driver of a big rig car carrier slammed head-on into the front of an apartment building in Panorama City. Around 2 in the afternoon yesterday, the truck was traveling south on Van Nuys Boulevard when it hit several parked cars before jumping the curb and hitting the building. 2 people were hurt, but they're expected to be okay. Those who saw it say the driver may not have had a choice after being cut off by a passing car.
And I happened to look out the window, and then I heard it scream, and then I pop. I saw that vehicle hit. There were like 4 other cars in front of him. I'm glad that, I don't know if he did it on purpose, turned to avoid them, hit the cars, parked cars, ended up on the building. But I know it would have been worse if that vehicle would have hit the 4 cars that were in front of him. More life would have been lost.
So he may have turned, the driver may have turned to avoid
That's what I think.
That big old van, it was already like all the way in there, like it was bad. It was really bad.
Firefighters say a gas line was also ruptured during the accident.
New this morning, Chipotle is removing jalapenos from some of its restaurants after the peppers were tied to a salmonella outbreak in Minnesota. The company says it is aware of the investigation impacting several food service retailers. Chipotle says the jalapenos were pulled out of caution and replaced with product from different growers. It's unclear how many restaurants were impacted from all this or where the peppers had come from. Officials identified 110 cases in Minnesota so far.
The CDC is adding 6 more states to the cyclosporiasis outbreak linked to the iceberg lettuce. Michigan did report 2 deaths, which were associated with the outbreak, but authorities stress that both did have underlying health conditions. The outbreak is still spreading. The CDC saying there have been more than 18,000 confirmed or suspected cases thus far. The lettuce was served at Taco Bell restaurants and sourced from Taylor Farms operations in central Mexico. And earlier this morning, we were joined by an infectious disease specialist from Northwestern Medicine.
He has an update on how to keep us safe without cutting greens out of your diet.
Right now, we know that it's in the iceberg lettuce, whether it was prepared or whole head iceberg lettuce. And so those are the ones that we should be avoiding, or at least the Taylor Farms iceberg lettuce, if you can identify where it came from. The other lettuces and other vegetables that can carry cyclospora have not been identified. And so I think if you're not immune compromised, if you're healthy, buying the whole head of lettuce and washing it can help prevent cyclospora. It can't completely eliminate it, but it can help prevent it. Obviously, if you're really worried about getting this infection and developing diarrhea, you want to avoid the lettuce altogether.
The doctor suggests getting rid of the outer leaves of the lettuce, then cutting up what you're going to use and washing it in cold water for about 30 seconds, giving it a good swish. And now, of course, is the time to dig out that salad spinner that's been sitting in the back of your cabinet and make sure you spin out all the water.
I do not have a salad spinner.
I don't either.
Oh, you don't?
No,
I have one. I just don't use it.
Lay it out on like a paper towel, like dab it.
Yeah. But according to Bob, who has one and is using it religiously, he says that when you use that, it actually makes the leaves more crisp at the end of it because the water weighs it down. Yeah, but even if you did it manually, like it's still, yes, it's crispy, but it's so much more so when you use the spinner.
Interesting. I might have to get one now.
That's what Jen and I said. Okay, we got to get a spinner.
I don't like limp lettuce.
Me too.
It upsets me.
But this will be better. But yeah, the key is to wash it, right? Really, really
30 seconds at least.
Well. Okay, let's talk about our weather. Let's talk about the heat. And yes, indeed, it is a little less hot. How's that? I think we're kind of enjoying the stepping down of the temperatures if you're closer to the coast. But it's tiny. It's almost negligible. But hey, we'll take it. The sea breeze is actually with us. So the onshore flow and that marine layer, our natural AC, does help, especially if you're along the coast. But inland, you're feeling the heat again today. So we do have those heat alerts that are in place. The heat and humidity will increase increase as we get to the end of the week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, even a little bit more instability. So there is a chance you can see some showers for the mountains and deserts. Otherwise, here's that stepping down. 94 on Saturday for downtown LA, 91 Sunday, so you can see how it goes down, down, down to 86 yesterday. Today, we are expecting no rain. We've not had any rain for months now, since April. We are expecting 85 for that high temperature downtown, so a degree down from yesterday. Sunset time coming up at 7:50 this evening. Here are the highs we're expecting today. 98 in Woodland Hills, 88 Burbank, out towards Santa Clarita 95, 100 in San Bernardino, 88 in Big Bear, eventually to that 111 in Palm Springs. I'll show you the 70 forecast just a couple minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Maria. Long Beach Food Scene Week, that is, giving local chefs a chance to get creative and take risks, serving exclusive menus that bring diners through the door during the slower time of year.
Rick Thomas is live at the Second Owl, where Thai and Lao flavors are getting a new twist. Hi there.
Hey there. Yes, so it is Long Beach Food Scene Week. Come on over here. Let's explain what this is, because I think it's really cool. You kind of came up with this, and then you were like, I want to get together with some like-minded people. So you started a Facebook group, not expecting it would have 100,000 members.
No, and they're all incredible. Shout out to the Long Beach Food Scene members out there. Decided to create a restaurant week for Long Beach. I wanted to do something where it didn't cost money for the restaurants to participate, and chefs would be able to show off their culinary talent.
Because you guys get the itch. Come on in here. You get the itch, right? It's like you have a menu and it's set. And a lot of times your menu, it's a mixture, right, of what you want to do and also what the majority of people will order. So you get to actually just go crazy this week, right?
Yeah, and big shout out to Brian here too, that helped us push our menus out and be more creative with the restaurant week.
So what are you doing with this space of creativity?
So we have 3 dishes here. It's a 3 tasting menu. The first one is a chicken bellatine, stuffed chicken wings with a spicy sweet sauce.
Love that. Oh, what is this? This looks phenomenal.
Second dish is the duck curry with red curry sauce, some lychees, pineapples, and tomatoes, and potato croquette.
That looks so good. Okay, and then what do we have here?
Our third dish is a beef tartare with roasted mushrooms and garlic and onions with a crispy rice paper.
What was the most fun thing to kind of come up with? Were there things that were already kind of on your mind that, I really would love to try this, I'd love to do this, and then this gave you the green light?
Yeah, and I've had some that I've had written down in a book. Brian came up and he's like, Food Scene Week's coming up, and I was like, okay, let me get back into my book and start drawing, start writing. So
you got in your bag. That's what the kids say.
Yeah, we got it in the bag. We got it in the bag.
That's awesome. And so what if, everybody, you're selling out of this every single day. Does that make the permanent menu?
We've had some people ask to, make it permanently, and who knows? We might, we'll see.
Yeah, it depends on you, basically. Yeah.
Yes.
So come on out here. Okay, Long Beach Food Scene Week goes on through August 9th, and they want you to just come out and enjoy the good food. Back to you.
Oh, it looks so good and delicious.
It's like a nice spot too. Yeah.
Enjoy.
It is a really cool spot. It is. Yes.
I like the atmosphere. All right, Brooke, thank you so much. We'll be right back. Well, the boyhood home of Apollo 11 astronaut Neil Armstrong is going on the housing market in Ohio. Do you know where in Ohio?
Wapakoneta.
I heard you say it earlier. I'm not familiar with the city. Armstrong was the first human to walk on the moon back in 1969. The home was carefully preserved to feature its character in the Armstrong years, while also containing, as you can see, so much of his space memorabilia there. The asking price, I know, brace yourself here. This is Ohio prices, $430,000. Wow.
I know. What
unbelievable,
a steal, right?
The current owner, though, hopes that someone will buy it and donate it to the Armstrong Museum. And Armstrong passed away in 2012 at the age of 82. So whoever buys this, I guess they will feel quite a bit of pressure to do so, right? To
make it a museum,
not necessarily just move in and make it their own.
Right.
So there's that.
It's really cute, though, and all of that memorabilia. How historic.
So it's $430,000 in today's pricing. Is when he was a little boy growing up.
Oh,
just
my
imagine.
gosh, I know.
Imagine the cost back then, right?
Yeah, so cute. All right, lawmakers on Capitol Hill held another hearing on artificial intelligence, and this time they questioned the impact of AI surveillance pricing. That's a practice where companies use personal data to charge you a price difference from what they would charge someone else. Caroline Elliott has more.
Most of us use AI almost every single day, but are companies using it to charge some people more? That's the question lawmakers are now taking a closer look at in the latest artificial intelligence hearing on Capitol Hill.
With surveillance pricing, big tech has reinvented the ripoff.
The concept is called AI surveillance pricing, and the theory is companies are using our own personal data to charge some consumers more just because it knows they'll pay for it.
Retailers and digital platforms collect data about consumers from many sources, including shopping history, web browsing activities, locational data.
Some states are already putting protections in place.
New Jersey's new law, the Fair Price Protection Act, is the strongest effort to date. It's the first of its kind to ban surveillance pricing and ESLs in grocery stores.
But most of the country has not, and that's where some lawmakers want to step in.
Earlier this year, there was a disturbing incident that played out on Twitter, on X, that shed some light, I think, on how airlines are using surveillance pricing in real time. He had seen a $230 price increase in one day when he was booking travel for a funeral on JetBlue. $230 price increase. Now, here's the interesting thing. JetBlue's own corporate account helpfully responded to him and instructed him to clear the cache and the cookies or use an incognito window.
And in that hearing, lawmakers said there's a framework for legislation to protect consumers, but that hasn't been officially introduced yet. In New York, Caroline Elliott, Fox News.
They need to hurry up with that stuff, right? Hurry up. All right, good morning to you. We've got some clouds, but mainly along the coast. We have an onshore flow and a little bit of a sea breeze, so that's nice. Our natural AC kind of working if you are closer to the coast, but inland it's still going to be plenty hot. As we look ahead to the Friday, Saturday, Sunday time frame, we've got a little bit more of the monsoonal moisture. So high pressure is going to move in a position to where we're going to pull up a little bit more of that instability, which is primarily to our south right now, but there is a chance back in the forecast 10 to 20% we could see some showers Saturday, Sunday, afternoons and evenings for the mountains and deserts. Until then, it's pretty quiet today. Temperatures on the sand actually very similar to in the water, temperatures in the mid-70s. Surf heights around 2 to 4 feet. LA County beaches 1 to 3. Ventura County, Orange County, as well as San Diego. I am watching for a new groundswell coming up from the southern hemisphere as we get into this upcoming weekend. So surfers, you know, you're watching. We could be looking at some chest-high sets moving into the weekend. 85 for downtown LA today, upper 80s by Friday into the upcoming weekend. Not just the heat going up, but also the humidity, and it'll feel a little bit more sticky and muggy. 98 for the valleys and the Inland Empire, then back to those triple digits, like I said. So tomorrow, starting that warming trend again. 88 up into the mountains in Big Bear. That is really warm. Make sure you take the necessary precautions if you are doing some hiking or dirt bike riding. Also, to the timing, Friday into the weekend, 20% chance for those monsoonal moisture, those showers coming in the afternoon, evening possible. 104 in the high desert. If you think that's hot, look at the Coachella Valley today, 111, and Palm Springs getting up to 116 by Saturday. Back to you.
Maria, thank you. Doom scrolling at work is apparently bad for productivity, and not for the reasons you may be thinking. Chris DeMeo has more from a psychology expert on how doom scrolling can slow workers down.
Many of us have done it, whether by phone, computer, or tablet, doom scrolling, or the act of obsessively scrolling through negative content on social media.
And so it's something that people do oftentimes as a way of soothing their anxiety. And so during very uncertain, rapidly unfolding social situations, whether it's a pandemic or a war or some sort of armed conflict, a public safety threat, something like that, we see people turn to social media and really refresh their feeds constantly to stay informed.
Experts are now warning about doom scrolling at work and how it can affect productivity. Professor Ian Hughes is sharing his research on the practice.
What we find is that workers who doom scroll on the clock are less engaged, in part because their mind is preoccupied, sort of replaying the images and messages that they encountered during their doom scrolling sessions.
Experts say there's a better way for doom scrollers to go about it. They should consider limiting the habit to one physical location.
Whether it's at your house, whether it's at a place after work, maybe at a lounge or a coffee shop or a bar, someplace where you allow yourself to doom scroll and take in some of this negative information, because it is important to stay informed. What is also important, though, is that you don't let that information seeking occupy every moment of your life.
Hughes also says there may be some future research in the works to explore whether doom scrolling certain topics are more harmful than others. Chris DeMeo, Fox News.
The Dodgers got to show off their latest acquisition last night. Tarek Skubal made his Dodger debut and his first start ever at Wrigley Field.
As far as getting limited walks and a high amount of strikeouts.
2-2. And a strikeout. Sinker at 99 to get Crow Armstrong. And that's how he begins his time in a Dodger uniform.
Well, he performed well. The Dodgers just couldn't put up enough runs to keep up with Chicago. Kyle Tucker hit a home run, and that was it, despite 6 strikeouts from Skubal. Dodgers lose 5-1, their 5th straight loss. And here's what he said after the game.
Whether they're rooting against you or for you, I love the fans. This game is about the fans, as much as it's about the players, but the fans are what create the environment, and it's a ton of fun to play in front of crowds like that, even if they're booing me or whatever it is. I think that's what makes the game of baseball really fun, the competition really fun, and the atmosphere is really fun. I'm sure that's not going to be the only, rowdy atmosphere on the road. I plan on pitching in front of those atmospheres for the rest of the season, and then obviously when it comes postseason time, be ready to go. But these fans were great, and it's a ton of fun to play in front of for sure.
So it's the Dodgers and the Cubs again today at 11:20 a.m. in Chicago.
Korean Heritage Night is taking over Dodger Stadium next week, and one K-pop star will be taking the mound. Yeonjun of Tomorrow Bye Together will perform before the Dodgers' August 13th game and throughout the ceremonial first pitch. Fans who purchase a special ticket package will also receive an exclusive Korean Heritage Night jersey. His Dodger Stadium appearance comes just before he hits the KCON LA stage, both as a solo artist and with his group. Get people dancing.
Yeah, of course. Get them in the mood. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.